Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your boy TeflonJohn coming to you courtesy of the Art of Reinvention show. On today's show, we're going to switch it up. You know, I know we're doing a documentary on violence, but, you know, we're taking it to me, like a good violence sport, which is boxing. You know, it's something that I love. Boxing is a sport that I've always, you know, had a passion for, watching, you know, Iron Mike Tyson, Sugar Ray Robinson, and guys like that coming up. But I got two special guests with me. I got my man Darnell. I got my man Breon. So what I'm going to do is let them introduce you to, just go ahead and tell them about yourself.
All right. My name is Darnell Brown, fitness trainer at the Eastern Front Boxing Gym, and we're here to get these kids off the streets, you know what I mean, and do something with the community.
So about you, Breon?
My name is Breon Rucker, former MMA fighter, former kickboxer, now full-time boxing coach, full-time life coach here at the Eastern Front Gym.
Okay. So when it comes to the Eastern Front Gym, right? Why is it called the Eastern Front Gym and not the Breon's Boxing or something like that?
First off, like what was given to me to do as a coach is my life's mission and God's work. It's not about glorifying me, but the struggles we go through here as a city and then as a community.
Okay.
I call it the Eastern Front Gym because that was the most lives in the hardest war in World War II. It was over, I think, like 6 million people died on the Eastern Front, where the Germans and the Russians and the Japanese and everybody was squaring off. So it symbolizes what we go through here as a city, coming from Lynchburg, trying to take on the world, trying to take on everybody else in the establishment.
Okay. Yeah, man, that's pretty deep, man, that you're taking something and really trying to, you know, take back the city. And Darnell, when you talked about going after the kids in the city, how important is that, you seeing something like boxing penetrating the lives of kids in a time where, you know, it seems like Lynchburg is something violent happening every other day?
It's very important because the kids, first thing they do is run and get a weapon, because a lot of these kids don't know how to fight. They don't know how to throw a punch. So they grab a weapon, they think that's cool. If they learn how to fight or learn how to box, they will be better off, getting in less trouble, staying out of jail, hitting the bags. It helps get your anger out. You know what I mean? It helps a lot.
Got you. So Breon, when it comes to what he's saying, like getting your anger out, what do you say to those people who say, well, you know, boxing is a violent sport. Why would I teach my kids something violent to counteract violence?
Not only is boxing a sport, but it's a way of life. Like the moment I started putting even my boys into it, it changed the way that they even carry themselves in the community, because they know that, like, if push comes to shove, they can defend themselves or they can fight, but they choose to take the opposite way. Just because you're given power doesn't mean you always got to use it.
Yeah, yeah.
And once you understand what power really is, it changes your whole perspective on how you carry yourself in life, because you realize you got that power.
Wow.
And I choose not to use it, or I can choose to use it.
Okay.
And the situation dictates whether or not they defending their life or they just being a bully. And that's where not only does boxing come in, but us as coaches, we have to talk to these kids and talk to these not only just kids, but adults. And be like, you know, that situation I could have probably laughed at or passed down. But ego, pride, and all those other things get in the way, and then people want to just use the violence. It's not always about that. It's once I started being able to come into the gym and hit a bag, I no longer wanted to hit a person in the street.
Wow, that's powerful, man. That's powerful. So, Darnell, so going back to what you said, like, you know, teaching kids how to throw a punch. So, I remember when I took karate at an early age, or even when I boxed at Cujo's gym. Right. To me, it gave me like temperance, and they reiterated time after time that you don't go out here throwing in your hands and wilding out. So right. A lot of people don't know that. Could you go into the discipline side of boxing?
Right. Yeah, it helps a lot. I mean, instead of like you already, and when you in the gym hitting the bag, it helps your anger out. You get all the frustration out in the gym. So when you go out on the street, you know what I mean, you don't have to take it out on anybody on the street when you see them. You can just come in the gym and work with people that has experience than you, or just hit the bag. It helps a lot. I know it helped me a lot. You know, I used to get in trouble and get in fights and stuff. Then when I started boxing, it helped me stay out of trouble. It kept my head focused, kept me focused.
Okay. So would you say boxing gave you more of a purpose?
It really did. It really did. It gave me an opportunity to make it out of the city make it out of the ghetto. Some people don't have no opportunity. They don't see no way out. Boxing gave me a way out.
Got you. And Breon, you know, me and you play football. We played basketball at East Glass and, you know, Lincoln.
You was pretty good, too, I must say.
You was pretty good.
Appreciate it. But, you know, not everybody plays basketball, football. So I think boxing is one of those things that's an outlet that's different for kids, because I believe some kids, you know, going to school, some kids just love to fight. But realizing that it's mixed martial arts and boxing is something they can actually make a living off of, I don't think they actually know that that's a valuable option. So what is your take on that? Like, how do we get this to kids like your gym? How do we get that to kids to actually come in?
It's crazy that you asked that, because a lot of people, even when we get them coming through the doors, don't understand. Like, they say, hey, I want to fight. But when you say you want to fight, there's a whole plethora of things that's on the table.
Right.
Now, I'd rather be a master than a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
And what I realized for me, I wanted to be that big cage fighter. I wanted to be the great boxer. But my body type and the way that I fight fits Muay Thai. So that's what I became a master in. But if you're an athlete, you're an athlete, and you can adjust from sport to sport. So if you're a pitcher in pitcher in baseball, and they want you to come out and be quarterback in football, you have to learn a few new principles to throw that ball a different way.
Yeah.
But you're still a thrower. That's what you do. And for me, with this gym and like the boxing thing and all of that, I think it's more of what you see yourself as. If you like to get into that type of confrontation as far as the way the sport is played, and regardless of what people think, it's still a sport. It's a sport, and there is still sportsmanship. A lot of the guys fight, and people think, oh, he must hate him, or he must.
Right.
No, actually, at the end of the day, they're probably going down somewhere and eating dinner and showing pictures of their kids to each other. Right?
Yeah.
It's a business, but it's a sport also, and there's a lot of camaraderie, and there's a lot of respect for the next person you have coming into the ring for you. So you learn a whole different set of ethics.
Yeah.
You learn respect, you learn integrity, you learn professionalism, you learn how to not just believe in what you're doing, but believe in a greater good and a greater outcome from what you're doing. It might not be meant for you though to be the next champion, but you open doors for somebody else coming behind you to have that chance that we never had.
Yeah. So when you talk about like being a coach, and then you mentioned life coach, I think any coach is a life coach, like by default.
Right.
You know what I mean? And could you go into Darnell and Breon, like the whole passion of the mentorship? Because I'm pretty sure as you coach is a reason why you do it. Where you could be working on yourself, it's a pull towards working with people. Why is that?
I'm gonna let you tackle this one. No, I'm gonna let you tackle this one first.
Being a coach, I'm gonna let you go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna follow behind you, because I know you better at interviews than I am, man.
For me, like, being a coach is not about the dollar.
Right.
It's about people changing their lives and the impact that you have, even if it's just a fingerprint on what they can become later on down the road. You don't see it right away. You never get the glory for it right away. You never get the satisfaction right away. But when I have, going on 16 years for me now, when I have some kid that I taught that was 12 years old, and the first thing he does when he comes back home is look for me, and he's like maybe 28 now. And he said, you know what you talked to me about really helped me out. My parents can say this to me, you know, and nobody else I had was real with me about stuff. And then you see them take the little tidbits of the little seed you done sprinkled on them, and it grew into a whole fruit tree. Yeah. They're eating for the rest of their life off of just a little bit of knowledge. Or you see them coming from an impoverished neighborhood, starving, raggedy clothes, tatted up, and now they got their stuff together, driving the car better than mine. That let me know that at least somebody listened and somebody understood the message that I was trying to give. So it makes all that money I wasn't making, it makes it worth it. Right? Because I get to impact somebody's life.
Yeah.
Not everybody gets to be a meteorite in somebody's life. Most people want to be a sun. You shine for a little bit, then you throw shade.
Right.
That's powerful. Say it again.
You shine for a little bit, then you throw shade.
Yeah.
The time they don't do what you say they're doing, you throw shade on them. And you scold them, you condone them. Instead of taking them in stronger and showing them, look, I understand what you're going through. The one thing we lack, not only as a community, as a people, but as a country, we lack empathy. We lack empathy. And so this is one of the best things I could have ever did with my life, is become a coach, because it made me understand people's struggles a little bit more, because, yeah, I remember when I was doing that too. Let me tell you what I did to change.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I went through the same situation. Going through stuff, had dark times, and started boxing and became a coach and helped people. It's all about helping people. That's all about. Just helping people.
So could you take me through like a situation? You don't have to get too in depth,
Right.
Darnell, but a situation where you were going through and somebody really helped you, that really sparked you. Hey, somebody can do this for me, then I can do this for somebody else.
Speaking of, the man is right here. I mean, I remember when I was going through a dark time, I was overweight, weighed like 260 pounds. I needed to lose weight. I go to the gym, saw my man Breon, and he helped me lose my weight and motivated me and gave me a spark, gave me the energy to work and lose my weight. It's easy to say you want to do something, but you got to show and prove and you got to do it yourself. You got to do it.
Yeah.
And he helped me. He motivated me and got that weight off me.
So how important was that? And both of you can chime in on this. Like for you to say somebody giving you constructive criticism, but they were already the example. They were already doing it. Because sometimes in life you have a lot of quote unquote life coaches that are
Right.
not even in the same field that they're giving advice in, and it's
Right.
hard to accept that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's why I believe that sometimes it's not easy to get advice from everyone. It's like, well, 4 people told me the same thing, but I took it from this person. And,
Right.
and it's a reason why.
Right.
Because this person has experience in that. You know what I mean? So could you touch on that, Breon? Like, why is it important to lead by example?
I'm not a real religious person. I'm not Christian, Muslim, any of that. But isn't that what all the religious figures have given us? That's the example, regardless of what your religion or your nationality is. That's the example that they left for us.
Yeah.
Do as I do, so you can become, and not do what you want to do, so you can stay where you at.
Oh, that's powerful.
And for me, I was gifted with a lot of things in life. It became kind of natural and easy for me. But learning how to put other people first became my life's priority. Because you can easily do for yourself. You can easily say, hey, I did this. But how many people can say, we did this?
Yeah.
How many people can say, you did that?
Yeah.
Even if they give you the credit. I don't want the credit. You still had to walk through that door. Even if I'm showing you where to go and what to do, you still had to take the initiative. Yeah, I'm glad you gave me the credit. That's cool. But at the end of the day, you took the first 2 or 3 steps, which
that
was
work
most
in.
important. Now I can sit back and smile and say, look at that young man go.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So would you say, Darnell, Breon, like coaching, like what would bring you the most joy? Like building a world champion, or taking somebody that was on the verge of being locked up and just turning him into an actual man, like, helping a boy become a man? Which would you take more pride in? Building a world champion?
Can I answer this?
I'm gonna let you go ahead, because my answer might be different than yours.
For me, what people don't understand, fighting is life.
Right.
It symbolizes your struggles in life. I don't care if you win or lose.
Right.
Long as you try, and long as you get back up.
Right.
You can get knocked down in life. Some of the mightiest people, when they get to the peak of that mountain, get knocked all the way back down to the bottom. But to see you continue to try and continue to try to beat is the most important thing. I could care less about a dollar. If I know something that I say it helped change your life and help put you on a better path than mine was, ain't no dollar sign worth all of that.
Yeah.
To me, it's the same thing. It's no different. Whether you take a guy that had nothing and then he became a man, or taking somebody that had nothing and became the world champ, either way, they both successful in life. So either way,
Yeah.
both of them are accomplishments. It's equal.
So
I'll take the world champion. That's more money. But
yeah. So
That's it.
Yeah, so if you if you break fighting down, like what is the worst thing in your life, non-boxing related, that you had to fight and overcome? But it was like 12 rounds. It won't no 3-round knockout. Like you really thought, hey, at one point when you go to the corner, like man, I'm thinking about giving up. But in your life, you actually conquered it, but it took 12 rounds.
Mine would be the loss of my father. I was very depressed, going through a lot, and it was a struggle for me because I already lost my mother at an early age.
Uh-huh.
So to lose both my parents, I didn't have no guidance no more, I felt. And my father was the only person I used to talk to, used to ask questions for advice. When I lost him, I felt I lost everything, but I said I could just use coaching to be, he always wanted to see me be successful, and I could use my platform to be successful and make him proud.
So you lost both parents, which I'm sorry to hear about. But there's somebody that's watching this video, that watches this broadcast, that may take their life, 10 minutes from now, who's going through what you went through, and it may be less. They may have lost one parent.
Right.
What is your advice, and how did you make it out of that?
Just don't give up. You gotta stay focused. You gotta stay focused. Whatever you're going through, it's always someone going through something worse than you. You gotta stay focused and never give up. Stay focused. I mean, you can't just give up. And I mean, life's too short. You gotta motivate yourself and push yourself.
Right, I agree with that, man. I appreciate that advice. Hopefully, I pray that advice will save someone's life. Breon, what is your 12-round battle in life?
Mine was coming from a few things. I can't say it was one in particular, but being on a platform where I was recruited highly for football and basketball, to nobody wanted me because I got injured, to having 2 kids with sickle cell, and one of your children tell you, Daddy, the pain is so bad, I just want to die. And to see your best friend killed in front of you. I mean, I could pick one of the 3, but at the end of the day, for me to have the strength to keep going, to keep trying, to keep inspiring somebody else, just because I know somebody else is going through something worse than me. I know somewhere else, somebody is just looking for a few words of hope just so they can hang on. That's why I continue to try. And I'm not at the point now where my body allows me to keep going. My work schedule doesn't allow me but so much. But this is me, this is my life, this is my spirit. And I feel like it's a greater purpose, and we get put through the trials like Job just so we can come out stronger. That's why I chose the name Still Sticks, hardened through hell. There's no way else that I could have learned it except for the way that I've learned it, and that's going through the negatives. Sometimes you have to experience the darkness so you can shed light. And I get it now. God chose me to bear that burden, and now I realize I'm strong enough to carry it. In the beginning, I didn't. I used to be so upset. Why is this happening to me? Why is that happening? I'm a good person. I tried. I tried. But yet, life and everything else just kept throwing them heavyweight blows, and I'm a welterweight. So I either got 2 choices: lay down and stop, or get up and keep fighting. And I ain't gonna give up, so I gotta keep fighting.
Can't give up.
Yeah. So when it comes to boxing, we talked everything from the kids to how you guys felt growing up and how boxing touched you. What is boxing doing for you now?
I would say for me, it is definitely keeping me humble. It is keeping me aware of not just myself, but other people's gains, shortcomings. But even more so, it's helping me to, I feel like deep down inside, become the man that I was meant to be. I had a lot of things going on, some good, some bad, or it could have turned out a whole lot worse. But this has kind of elevated me to a point where I have to be not only aware of myself, but I have to be responsible. Because I got kids to look up to me, they're gonna do as I do. I got other adults that are trying to walk the path I done walk. They're gonna do as I do and say as I say. And you have to not only just think about yourself, but in the long term, what type of person are you? And what type of person are you trying to make? What is it beyond the boxing, beyond the punch in the mitt, hitting the bag? What type of people are you trying to create? And it made me more aware of that, and it also made me more understanding that I have to be, I would rather say, to sum it up, on point with everything I do, because you lead by example. Yeah. I could tell you to do a million things, but what you're really looking at is what I'm doing. Right? So that's what counts. And so I have to be more accountable for myself.
What about you? So what is boxing doing for you now? Like at this moment in your life?
It disciplined me, and It keeps me well grounded. It keeps me in touch with the community. Before boxing, you asked me what did I wanted to do with my life or what did I wanted to be. I couldn't answer that question for you because it was nothing I really wanted to do. It was nothing that motivated me or keep my spirit up. Boxing is something that you can help the kids, help anybody that's going through something, and help them see a way out of something like it did me.
I'm not laughing, but what's better than at the end of a hard day's worth of work and you done had to deal with the public and everybody else? You could come in, you could punch a person in the face and not even get in trouble for it. Right. You like, I do this every day. Like,
I ain't gonna say I can't. You gonna have me saying something I ain't want to say. I'm gonna just say I totally agree with you. Agree with you.
I mean, but even though you and I either got punching each other in the face or whatever it may get to, at the end of the day, y'all gonna laugh, y'all gonna shake hands, you gonna smile, and then you ain't gotta worry about looking over your shoulder for that dude tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because if he is you're gonna see him in the gym,
anyway.
and y'all gonna put the gloves back on again, and you ain't got nothing to worry about.
But you know it's crazy, like man, like when I was sparring, when I first started sparring, and it's like boxing, man, it gave me like and I started boxing, I was going through some crazy stuff in my life, but it gave me like such a calm spirit, man. Yeah. So I could be at work and somebody could get smart, and you just put that grin on because you know what I'm saying, like it's like you've already let go of all this anger and aggression, and you're not gonna control me in that manner. Because you know, like when you in the ring, the thing is stay calm. I gotta fight my fight.
You gotta
fight your fight. You know
what
I'm saying? So it's like Floyd Mayweather popping off with somebody, and they throw the game plan out. That's what he wants.
Right.
The opposition of life wants you to stop fighting your fight. So could you speak on that, like how important it is that no matter what happens in life, so you in somebody's corner, right?
Right.
So you are their coach of life, and they getting jabbed, they getting hit. What is your advice to that person right now that's watching this? They're going through, but they don't have the right game plan. What is your advice?
Keep your guard up. Keep your guard up and learn how to adapt. Learn how to adapt to the situation and fight your way out of that. You know what I mean? Move your head more. You know what I mean? Breon is the more experienced coach, so I'm gonna let him go.
I got a different perspective.
I like what he said, move his head though,
Move
because
his head.
a lot of times our head is in the wrong spot in life.
And we're not thinking.
Yeah.
But I'm more of a person of old school methods and old school tributes on this one, and as a Muay Thai fighter first. You hit me, I gotta hit you back.
Right.
And even if I hit you back, I don't feel like it was enough, I'm gonna swing harder and I'm gonna keep fighting. Because at the end of the day, I'm a fighter. I don't care how bad you beat me, I'm not going down, I'm not giving up, and I'm gonna fight. And I'm gonna fight, and I'm gonna fight, and you keep hitting me, and I'm gonna fight. And that's what I've really taken from the sport. Muay Thai, boxing. If you're not in alignments with your God or your spirituality or your religion, you really don't have much to stand on when you get tested to that point.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I don't care what you believe in, you better believe in something that's bigger than yourself. Because you're gonna be confronted between you and that.
Yeah.
You're not strong enough alone. You need some internal help, some internal force to push you through that method, to push you to that next level. So that when you get hit and you say, let me take a knee, let me give up. Guess what? Life gonna throw them same blows. You're gonna take a knee, you're gonna give up. Well, bills still gotta get paid. Children still gotta be fed. You still gotta go to work the next day.
That's right.
So I'd rather fight.
Right. Boxing
you know,
boxing is more of a mental thing. Like my old coach used to ask us, he said, if the strong could beat the weak, then who could beat the strong? And the answer was the wise. You know what I mean? The wise can be the strong. You gotta be wise, but that was the same thing with
deep,
boxing.
Man. But you know what I noticed, man, is like when you look at, boxing and relating it to life principles, whether it be sports, and you've seen it like playing, football is frustrating because you got 11 guys. You could be sharp, but if this dude don't want to do his job, it affects everybody. So I see when people give up, it's a selfish act. Right. Because like Breon said, if you're not believing in God, if you're not connected to other people, it's easy for you to give up because all you're worried about is yourself. Right. Yeah. I'm just worried about me, and right now I'm tired. You know what I mean?
I can't take one more punch like this. I got to look good tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
that's the thing, man. I think people are afraid to take that punch in the mouth to get where they need to be,
Right.
to versus look bad to everyone else. And everyone else don't care. Like, you trying to please people that don't like you anyway.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're walking and where you could take the punch in the mouth and learn. Because you can learn more from losses and failure, man.
Yeah,
and that one loss and failure could spark that $1 million idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always talk about the Wright brothers, man. Because when I read the story, it was crazy. I'm thinking, what were they being looked at as when they say, yo, we want to fly? And only birds and different animals flew.
Right.
To the point where they believed in themselves, to where they got that plane in the air.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So imagine the failures, the amount of failures, and the ultimate failure was death.
Right.
But they were still willing to fail their way to flying. You know what I mean?
But on another level, is death the actually ultimate failure? Or is that the ultimate gain? Because if you die doing something you love and you believe in, what better way to go?
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
I would rather die in that ring than die from getting hit crossing the street or some
Right.
punk with a gun
Yeah.
got scared of me because I raised my voice at him. Let me die on my feet like a man. So, or doing what I love to do. That's the better way to put it.
Yeah.
So like, even if it meant death for what you believe in, then Ben Franklin said it, give me liberty or give me death.
Yeah.
Right.
Get me to the point where I feel free spiritually in my salvation.
Yeah.
I don't care if I make it or not. But let me go out doing what I'm doing. And that's why I still got this. That's why we got this. You know?
Yeah.
We believe in what we're doing. Even if we only got 3 people showing up,
Still doing it.
we still doing it.
Still doing it.
That's what's up,
You
man.
got 3 hungry people that's ready to work. That's all that matters.
That's what's up. Because all it takes is that one, man.
Yeah, all that takes is that one.
And that one. You know, that's all it takes is that one could be connected to that one.
Right.
And that's all it takes, man. Now, like I said, I appreciate you guys doing the show, man. I appreciate you guys, believing in me to take out time from your busy schedule, man, and really get on and really help me try to, empower people, man, and inspire people. And I love how you got your son in the back. That really shows a lot, man, because I'm trying to change the dynamic and dialogue of the actually African-American male to show we are family figures, you know what I mean?
Right.
And what I like about you guys is no matter what you've been through, from loss of parents to tragedies, you still find your way to put other people first. And I love that about you guys, man. But like I said, I appreciate you guys being on. But before we go, I want you guys to plug your Instagrams and then, tell them how to get in contact you in case they want to come get a workout.
My Instagram is Siegel Brown and my Facebook name is Darnell Brown. Contact me on Facebook at Darnell Brown. Contact me on Instagram at Siegel Brown.
Mine is Still Sticks on Instagram, SteelStyxx. And on Facebook, I am Den Udimu, the last living pharaoh. If you have any questions, contact us. Feel free to stop by, hang out for a little while, get to know us before you even worry about working out.
You
We're
get
here
the
on
address and everything.
1212 12th Street, 1212 12th Street, right on the corner of 12th and Wise here in Lynchburg, Virginia. Anytime, Monday through Friday, 9 to 1, 4:30 to 8. Saturdays, open mat. Feel free to come in, test yourself, see where you're at, 4:30.
Word, man. Like I said, I appreciate you guys, man. Wish you guys the best, man. And I'm going to see y'all at the top. One love. Be blessed.